there. All right, I was mentioning that one of the other projects that I found fascinating on Kickstarter.com by checking out their technology was from Vietnam and Iraq, Iraq and Afghanistan war vet who came back and came up with this great idea for cyclists. He's in Portland, where they have a huge number of cyclists, not quite as many as here, where we're Canada's cycling capital, but a whole lot. His name is Jack ONeill, and he joins us on the CFAX phone line. Jack, welcome to the board.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So this is a really neat idea. It's a little hard to describe on radio, so I'm going to give people the link while we're talking so they can check it out. Go to Kickstarter.com, and in the search box, type the word YouTurn, Y-O-U-T-U-R-N. You will bring up the video, and I'll play the first few seconds of it here, and then we'll talk, Jack.
Okay.
TJ, I'll get you to, hold on just 2 secs. I'll get you to bring up my laptop if you would.
I'm Jack ONeill, and this is my project, the YouTurn. The YouTurn is a motion-activated signaling system for cyclists. It's based off the same technology you'd find in your smartphone or other gaming device.
That's how the video starts off. Take a look. So this is basically an incredibly sort of bionic-looking bicycle club.
Yeah, it did end up looking pretty cool when it was all slapped together.
So where did the idea come from?
So I'm an engineering student at Portland State University, and we were learning about Arduino microcontrollers, and that particular day we learned about how to use an accelerometer. And I was driving home from school, and there was a biker in front of me, and they put their arm out left, and a light bulb just went off. And I went home, I ordered the parts, and started experimenting with it, and finally got one together.
So the idea is that by using the same sort of accelerometer that's in a smartphone, if I put my hand out to signal right, it will know what that motion means, and it will flash a right arrow.
Right. It basically reads the position of your hand in 3 dimensions and turns on the corresponding lights to what position your hand is in.
So left, right, would it if I put my hand down to do stop, would it signal that?
No, it does. The prototype doesn't do stop. I've had a lot of people ask me that. With the prototyping parts I use, they're just too bulky to include a stop. But I'm hoping the finished version that we make will have a stop or some sort of stopping. Well,
that's why I invited you on, because you came up with this idea. You made these kind of futuristic-looking prototypes. They're not how they would, the finished product would be. And you said, okay, what's it going to cost me to actually get these to market? And you figured $50,000?
Well, I'm actually working with a product design firm, and that's based off a budgetary quote that they gave me.
Yeah.
As soon as I came up with the idea, I kind of went around to a bunch of places to try to figure out how much it was going to cost.
And so you figured they could sell for about $50, and you want to make 1,000 of them to see if there's any market for this, right?
Right.
So you put it up on Kickstarter.
Yep.
And you need to get $50,000 by Saturday, September 24th. So according to this, 41 days to go.
That's correct.
And as we were talking with Jim Young last hour, this isn't just to find out if people will give you the money, but this is also to find out if people think this is a good idea and they vote with their wallets.
Absolutely. It's kind of a combination of getting venture capital and doing market research at the same time.
But people aren't like you've got it set so people can pledge $1 or more. In fact, you say, right. I'm going to embarrass you here. Here's what it says on his Kickstarter page. For your pledge of $1, you will have the satisfaction of knowing that you brought a really great project to life, and you will be listed on the project's website as a contributor. And it goes all the way up to $10,000 or more, in which case you say, you're the Shogun of Harlem, and I'm Bruce Leroy. Get out those Converses because I'm kissing him. Plus, you get all the previously listed awards.
Right.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us, Jack. Take a quick break. Take a look at this on Kickstarter.com. Type in YouTurn and give us a call if you've got any questions. Well, we've got the inventor on the line, and we'll tell you how you can be a part of it. We are talking with Jack ONeill. He is a veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan and is now going to engineering school in Portland, and he's come up with YouTurn, a specialized bicycle glove that would light up arrows to indicate which way you would turn. So what's been the reaction? Have you got much publicity over this other than people like myself tracking you down?
It's actually gotten really crazy. A good friend of mine, actually the same guy who did the video, Luke Ross, he thought it was a good enough idea to send to Engadget. And it went up on their site one morning, and ever since then it's just been blowing up. I've been getting phone calls from everybody. I've been on the news twice in the last week, local stations, and just a flurry of emails, and it's a little overwhelming.
Oh, it's cool, though, because you came up with this idea.
Cool.
You know, instead of just having this thing going around in the back of your mind, you did something with it. And the reason I thought I'd invite you on, I mentioned to our listeners, I'm vice chair of the Traffic Safety Commission up here, and we're always looking for things that would make people safer. And so I sent this to a bunch of the cycling folks here, and they're probably listening to see what they think. But the bottom line in this is really the bottom line. You need $50,000 if this is going to fly, so people need to tell you by pledging anything from $1 on up. And you've put in a bunch of rewards here. In fact, if somebody pledges $500 or more, you get a custom edition prototype and letter of authenticity, and you will be hand-delivered by you when they take them out to dinner.
Yeah, and then that's mainly for Portland, Oregon area only.
But somebody will go down to Portland and meet you and pick up their prototype. Why not? So
yeah,
how are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you doing so far? You got 41 days to go?
41 days ago, and we're just about at 20%, so it's going pretty strong. It looks like it's on track to make it. And the people at Kickstarter, they have a lot of information on their site, and the advice they give is that it seems like things kind of pick up towards the end. When the deadline's approaching, people start to really get in there and pledge. So
yeah, in fact, I just updated the page right now on my website, Kickstarter.com. Type in YouTurn, all one word. You have 150 backers. You've got $9,969 pledged of that $50,000 goal. But again, for people that don't know Kickstarter, unless you get pledges of $50,000, nobody spends a dime. It's only if it kicks over that point that then does it charge your credit card or however you pledged your money.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly.
Realistically, you think, how is it going to, for people that look at the video, how do you think the finished one will look? Because this does look sort of bionic.
Right. The finished version, it's going to look, it won't be a glove. It's actually going to be like an attachment to the back of your hand. And it will have some straps or some other device to hold it on there in place. And the lights and the chips will all be embedded in some sort of semi-rigid plastic.
Oh, so you can put it over top of your glove you've already got.
Right. Well, I did a lot of research around Portland, Oregon, and people told me overwhelmingly they'd rather have it as an attachment than as an actual glove, just because they have their special gloves they like, or sometimes they don't like to wear gloves, you know.
Yep. And I see you've put up a whole bunch of the media coverage that you've got from, you got Como out of Seattle that people here will know about. You even got the Christian Broadcasting Network.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Wow. It's really great to see. Who knows where it's going to go, whether it'll take off or not. It looks like you're on a roll. If you got on Engadget and sites like that, and now I'm sure anyone here who sees this, if you know somebody who bikes a lot in traffic, and you think they'd be interested, go to Kickstarter.com, find the project, and forward them a link, and maybe they'll become one of Jack's backers as well. Congratulations on not just thinking about this, but actually getting it to this point here. I hope it ends up being a finished product that we find in the stores, Jack.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate the chance to be on the radio. Thank you.
All righty, take care. And thanks for your service, by the way.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. There you go. So, Kickstarter.com. You can spend hours looking at these incredibly mostly brilliant ideas from inventors. There's a few of the more, I have to say there are some really flaky ones out there, and you can tell by the fact that they've got 3 backers, instead of 3,000. But there are some absolutely amazing ones. I'll give you that categories if you don't have a computer handy.